The RR show is now underway, and we have got two stories coming at you from r/ProRevenge. And the first one has to deal with somebody who worked at a hotel chain and the creative way in which they dealt with an unruly customer. The second one, well, just always tell the truth. And if you don't, somebody might come in for the assist and help you out on that. Let's jump into it. From user ancient_ice. Make my coworkers cry? I will help karma turn your life upside down. The backstory. I worked at this hotel for over 2 years and was one of the 2 people left that went through the training when our hotel changed hotel franchises. During this training, we were told about certain rules the company had. Cast. Manager, front desk manager. He was only here for 4 to 6 months at this point. Me, I'm a nice guy unless you are a bully or entitled person. A few others I'll mention as we go through. Story. One afternoon, I was scheduled to work second shift, 3 to 11. I walked in and both morning desk and front desk coworkers looked like they had been massively crying as their makeup was smeared. My manager looking quite angry. I ask, "What's wrong?" Manager, "We have a major jerk as a guest. This guy is the highest level on the rewards for the hotel chain. He's very demanding and wants free upgrades, free this or that, and screams anytime he has an interaction with the staff. This guy has made every department call me complaining about him." Now this guy just came to the desk and screamed at these 2 coworkers until they were both crying. These ladies were fresh high school graduates and were very sweet, innocent people. They loved helping people and didn't deserve this treatment. As he's explaining this, I look up this guy's room details. Once my manager finishes explaining everything this guy has done, I see this guy's info. I had a smile from ear to ear. I reply, "Didn't you see he is an employee of a different hotel?" The manager said, "Yes, but so what?" I replied, "First off, while you travel as an employee, you are required to behave and be respectful. It is in the fine print on the discount form." I grabbed his form and showed it to the manager. Failure to be respectful can lead to having your employee discount suspended or permanently revoked, and even get you terminated. You need to call this guy's hotel and ask for the general manager and explain to him who you are and what this guy is doing. I look up the hotel phone number and call the hotel and handed my manager the phone. Manager, after his call ends with the GM, has an evil and satisfying smile on his face. His GM is steaming mad after described all the stuff this guy has done. Main switchboard phone rings. I answered. "Hello, thank you for calling hotel name. How may I direct your call?" "I want to speak to entitled jerk's room, please." I replied, "Absolutely, sir. Have a nice day." Transferred the call, looked at my manager, and saying with a sarcastic tone, "Someone wanted to talk to entitled jerk. Gee, I wonder who that could be." Manager continues after he stopped laughing. The general manager gave me his personal cell phone number and said if I have any more issues at all to call him immediately. I'm leaving the phone number next to the switchboard. If you need it, call him. I told the manager, "Your revenge is done. Now for my revenge." Manager, wide-eyed, "Ah, crap, what are you gonna do?" Me smiling a very evil smile. "You'll see." I pick up the phone to make a call. "Hello, Hotel Rewards Customer Service. Yes, I'd like to report someone using a reward account while using employee discount on his stay." Customer Service. He can't do that." I replied, "I know, I'm calling to report him." I gave her the guest reservation number and the rewards number. I continued, "I bet anything if you dig through the guy's history, you'll find all his stays are probably at employee discount." Customer Service. "I'm starting a ticket to have this guy's account investigated." I replied, "Thank you." Then I hang up the phone. The manager then watched as I removed his rewards number from his stay. My manager had a huge grin on his face. "That was awesome." I explained, "Oh, I'm not quite finished with him yet. It's time to go spread the news to all departments that he is no longer a rewards member." I made a new key for his room without concierge access. I walked around every department. As I explained why I was stopping by, everyone had the same reaction as soon as I mentioned the guy's name. I finished explaining how he was no longer a reward member, and if he gives anyone issues to call the front desk immediately, and his GM probably tore him a new one just a minute ago. Everyone was so happy at this news. I finally went to the concierge room and used the guest's new key to void his current key. Then I walked into the room and explained the information to the evening concierge. She cringed at the mention of his name after explaining she would not have to deal with him again, and asked her to leave the morning person a note about this guy not being allowed into the concierge room. She was very happy. While I was gone, evidently the manager explained what we did to the 2 a.m. front desk ladies. The minute I got back to the desk, both my front desk coworkers all came up to me and gave me a huge hug and thanked me so many times. The manager came up to me after the coworkers went home. "Do me a huge favor, please." I replied, "Sure, what's up?" "Manager, if I ever tick you off, please come tell me so I can fix the issue." Later that night, entitled jerk comes to the desk with his key in hand and he says it doesn't work. I replied, "Oh, so sorry about that. Let me make you a new key," in the best fake smile that I can muster. Aftermath? Next day I check his rewards account and it's now suspended. Check back next week. Sorry, account number not found. From user Don't Give Up the Shoe. Lying and using people? I got you. This one needs background to fully understand why I went out of my way for this revenge. My best friend was married for 10 years, with his ex for a total of 13 years. He was absolutely head over heels in love with her like I'd never seen before, which I never understood due to her alcohol abuse. She'd take it out on him, and when he'd be venting about it, he'd always fall back on, "It's not her, it's the illness." A very respectable but admirable stance on it. Last year, she asked for a divorce. Her reasoning for asking for one? When she got fired for testing positive for weed, he wasn't empathetic enough. He admits he wasn't, because it had come on the back of one of her drunken tirades. It took him forever to move on from this, with the divorce following shortly after. And earlier this year, after thinking he was moving on, he calls me to come over and he's in a bad way. I arrive and he is absolutely fall down level of drunk. Going on that she didn't ask for a divorce for those reasons, that she had been really cheating with several other people. The next morning, when he's more coherent, I ask him how he knew. He was cleaning out the spare room and selling/donating stuff he didn't need anymore. And when he went to clear out an old tablet, she was still logged on and all of the evidence was there. He gets that out and says he's going back to bed and asks me to lock up when I leave. Before I left, I look at the tablet, and after seeing what I saw, I wanted to find a way to get even with the horrible and conniving woman. So I took pictures of it all and left. When I got home, I started looking up information about these people. 2 of them were just normal guys. Whether they knew she was married or not, I don't know. But the third? Well, the third comes up as a registered sex offender, still on probation, and listed at 123 Lane City State. Chomo knew that she was married. I immediately knew what I was going to do. Chomo didn't live at 123 Lane. Chomo was living with the conniving ex. She made a regular post about their time together. On top of that, she is an avid weed user and has several firearms because she enjoys sport shooting. So I go into the state's sex offender site and make a report of Chomo not actually living where he's registered, and that Chomo is living in a home with what he has no right to, being a convicted felon and on parole. I include screenshots of the social media posts to back it all up. I was thinking little would happen, but an inconvenience to their lives. Boy, was I wrong. She broke her typical post with this gem. "My year can't get any worse. Chomo lost his job, and now I'm facing eviction because I can't afford my rent." So I go on the state's court system site to see if it's related. And yes, it was. Chomo was rearrested. She clearly can't post bail or Chomo would be out. The job she took after being fired definitely can't support her lifestyle. So he's probably going back to prison or at least jail, and she's a breath away from being homeless. I don't know if I'd ever tell my best friend I was the one behind this, but he is definitely ecstatic to see a horrible woman and a sewer rat get what they deserve. Part of me wants to put up the sex offender registration link and that it's sitting in jail and say something to the effect of, it's a little more than losing a job, but not wanting to make my best friend's life harder. I'll just let a sleeping dog lie. So thanks for being with us. The RR Show is a production of Evergreen Podcasts and Wessler Media. Now, if you'd be so kind, please follow or subscribe to our show wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're feeling extra nice, you might as well leave a 5-star review. But for more, visit the website, rrshow.com. That is rrshow.com. I'm your host, Vince. Thank you to my producer, Kevin, and we'll see you next time here on The RR Show.